have a discussion about the Blasters once the game, no, coach Anyade, there was a substitution way bar, it was a substitution way call. Right after the game, emotions there, it is fine. It's acceptable for people to spew whatever they want to spew. It is okay. But it is the responsibility of the match analyst, teach you about the Black Stars, to analyze the game without emotions, to understand what really happened. Many kwai ahwe game no atsenye many biase I would want to highlight kakra. Thompson Fitz, very good coach of Mali team na near di hun koma catcher say the experience or no no in doubt. Na rightfully aura game in Imono, the whole understanding about the system was that Ghana he prepared for Ghana playing 4-2-3-1. You see, he built his team around Ghana. Said you be shape up in a 4-2-3-1 because previous games Otto do abonesa. And they are to be honest say he had built a system one obe containing Ghana in the first half. Senior Beya second half through or then a place in the Beba Park and so abesi game because ideally Samali baller Nansei under this coach Nene Dojeles Nene Obobo Nibi Mustafa Sangari 10 of free bench by Obobo Nibi and now the boy no fan of final four player Gasu Diarra Obobo Nibi. But then he rested all these players. Why? Because na onimse obe contain Ghana in the first half, second half Ghana a desperate. Then he brings those boys. Not about the Ghana. Line up na Ghana about 5 at the back no. Na afe game planning in assasa. So the Ghana's game plan was that afe yena na coach na expert say first 15 minutes ye be soja e dey see Mali for no so ama omo so contain yen defensively. Say na be on be frustrate ye no. Rather ye start game no na Mali for no emom kuta ball yen na ya kwile back. Yanko minutes 10 kente che na me no kobo nkomo mfamfre ho na hwade na ye build the game from there na ye hwade president inti obesha said ya mamia na femi no abon nkomo yipa ken wo hwe TV no so a 10 minutes inside the game yanko akire bia Mali for na afa ball na interestingly your back five every single player we back five nemo Yirenchi, Jonas Ajete, Salisu, Alexander Jiku, Gideon Mensah, they are all in one line. And the midfielders too, Zibo, Thomas Taipate in one line. Interestingly, Kudus and Asemenyo and Jordan, this case Jordan. And Sanso Kakawintino, ye shape no ana ye starting game na near born 5-2-3 no ye defend ya rather about 5-4-1. Into your television so 10 minutes ya mama opportunity for any nyina ye kogu akire Ghana na ebo fie ye nyina na ye kogu akire. Look at the space Amali and look at the options some were okay sitting at the back. Your television is the only player out of this picture was Antoine Semenyo. Beyond Antoine Semenyo, every single player was behind the ball. You don't expect that from a home teamer. Or Prebibiayo, or person or share goal in the first 15 minutes. But rather, Ghana will show the different faces. Say we will rather defend. Okay, maybe this is just one example. But more second example. For me, come minutes 18. Minutes 18 so. Picture na me each first one and second one. And yet the same thing. So in this instance again, Mali Nekuta ball over the acre of space to do whatever he wants. Your players, they are defending in a 5-4-1. We're okay again to sit deep, watch Mali dictate by passing the ball around because Yanya style like game and say, yeah, Mama Lifone and Yambesi concede. So we're rather defending deep because you don't expect this from ideally Ghana team because say Malifono, you starting ball. One thing I observe when I say Ghana say a press here. You the next one. Ubon say you 3 players they win him one. almost defending a narrow shape. Inti will not allow Mali to progress the ball centrally. Inti sana ni ayeno. Inti ken in the first half, Sagana J ball sending near a defender because we're defending too deep. Yeah, J ball near attacking transitioner. Yeah, right wing back and a left wing back. No musro so bebre. I don't blame them because I think Makume Mupano it was the instruction of the coach. Say, we were extremely careful, especially in the first half. More one example. For me, minutes 15. Now, more one example. This is Mohamed Kudus. Kudus, and now I catch up say, they don't call right to her. Obe boy bebre at China number 10. One say, and run commander me new day, you know. The same thing as you were giving him anytime. Kudus ever for ball on the right, be not a threat. More say or central. Me what? Inti. Say a Jibola, essence and defending too deep. Again, how many players? And our box way count the number of Mali 4 players. That count the number of Ghana players. I want this picture. Mali 4 8 players plus the goalkeeper, which is 9. Ghana 4 you were just 4. Why? I know. So the question is that are there young pushing one players up front? They are circle no one a Caleb Hirenchi. On about right wing back. In Kudus alpha bono, the ideal thing for Karim Renchi to do is for him to do overlapping. Nanka or the pass na ba show. But Caleb was extremely careful because first half and go let's contain them. In see so many instances now, Kudus a true sayer or no can takes up the responsibility. No akwa train. Once no more doubling up. But Kudus taking responsibility or call pass ball ne dema Antoine Semenyo 10 year on us one more you know. And it is a similar example as to how a Jordan Ayew share go and I know Yakobo a game no. Chad no. Then they see Kudus pick the ball on the right. He decided to dribble and I cut back never to Jordan. Jordan had a simple tap in the same way Kudus situation way of a ball. No, I cut back way Semenyo is saying.
And when you discuss the other kind of football no Mohamed Kudus over last year Bowie over dribble no wakati.
Yeah.
Since Okoba line some more.
Yeah.
Since one cutting because wakati na ubi mu say or the beba left no so no. And benefited space Nansane space. Ma say Uzana Rani Kasa Richarlison afan was go.
Yeah.
Sisi Jordan afan Ashebi.
Yeah.
And was Semenyo kakrebi. Not as they say of football na and yes or Katim bebre. Within the far line so.
On say why it's too predictable. Where you left footed no your ball right.
So now the American say players no ehunu say Kudus ball no or the way na kind of ball no what dey na be. E say more men
running inside the penalty box. Exactly.
In case of someone by you more numbers or boss. But in this case, even born and ye play Semenyo Krano. He was with two players.
No,
what you mean?
Exactly.
You know, easy chances.
Exactly. I'm happy you've observed. Say we are left foot and now for ball from the righter. Ideal situation is a left for do one now be cut in. No abo. As and Robin mo dey na wouldn't so obey sir, but obey the show. But moving forward, you know. After defenders predicted how they would do. Inti, we are right winger. Then what you do? Then, mami go inside because me go outside. They be ayeje. Inti go inside. There was a usher said, "Oh, bet me the right na cross here." And the Bruni say cuts back.
Just in the right, and then I saw you
and says now he's doing it. Inti as I say, applies in the reading here
because with this South Star way, you know, and in the star now bonus say no, the possibilities will be numbers because in football no, you attack be brave.
Correct.
Into bet me cross on be ana when you nipa back crowd boss no, and a baby a one player against be 5 and now 4.
Yeah.
Into another way say started. And when he say Kudus football no on writer, a simple for this no. Ebi Johnny attackers. At least Bako.
Yeah. Bako say and come on Woody on say onya katsi na oko insider. Na oba be cuts back no. Say number 9 in this case yes Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo be engage the 2 center backs no.
Yeah.
So engage you one and no na mass space e dey change wa we number 8 and number 10. So ben penalty box ni bia no dey bia one obe fall loose ball na ashe.
Okay.
It is about understanding the profile of your players and understanding how they play. And one thing I said, the more you play, the more you understand. Wait, and your casa say, "Omo bobo na cha." Kudus footballer on where the other players are running into, whether they are going channels or they are waiting for cutbacks. It happens. Now, one other observation, Ken. Kofonu go na omu complaining no. Mama nchira wade bi. Ghana now no me catch us say set pieces me hu a lot of improvement. Say me we do hu koma chepa say I am seeing a lot of improvement because I am someone I carefully analyze teams. Chelsea now no me catch us say improvements about our set pieces so and I'm say catch our Arsenal last year we baby nti I am someone I pay attention to these things pa. Yan come minute 24 na go ni nyamai na me nchira wade bi. Can't for me come minutes 24. Ghana ninya corner kick first half.
You said Ghana the Arsenal. Ubo kra. You be pia wo boss num sa. And so sadia ba kwa dia ba you we dey answer party the ba na.
You say
we dey be party. We dey be Premier League for now. We dey say Premier League for now the fruit to Addo no mo ne tena se masa. Say say nya corner kick because you nya corner ehu papa.
No, there's a pattern. There is a pattern. If say opponent be share Ghana no or analyze Ghana games as some so am assuming some video analysts or obey nema we be the actually there's a pattern. I've seen the Ghana pattern how they play their corner kicks. Watch us. So this is 24th minute. Watch it. Two players they are there to disrupt the goalkeeper.
And why no?
Yeah, pictures ni mu ebu on say okay.
And nine back when you semenyo.
One thing that is disturbing is for the goalkeeper no onye serious crowd.
You said was agina ho.
Here our problem minti and it's gonna take advantage.
You didn't know no protest.
Inti corner way on.
Where your first one before
first one before they go. Wait 24th minute.
Okay.
Inti two players are there to disturb him. And Odin say pian say Odi pian say they should move away. Watch this. Can't see back next one now. Corner nearby, you know. Jordan ball corner anyway, you know. Watch the goalkeeper.
Enti owi en wako push on one player.
Wako push on one player.
And the go nearby. Enti go near here and push the player.
Enti ebe ko.
Okay.
Wey o me say
wey na no dey per foul.
No dey owi o ko complain che referee say e foul. Ya foul no. Meanwhile on one half on one kasa na ko pia. Enti clearly I had no one say goalkeeper no ototo crosses bebre a untimi.
E ha kra yan attack right side we yen Kenya go.
Okay. Because wey say ball we corner kick we Ghana nya connection and case because clearly what to ba na no ho po ohun de oye. Okay, sake of time. Yen ko Ghana corner kick go dey go ni buy na yen hwade. Na hwe similarities kakra e wom. Kan to be nya no so ama me. 48 minutes. Jordan Ayew ebebo corner kick no. Me pacho how many players again? 2 players to disrupt the goalkeeper. Ghana corner kicks, 2 players to disrupt the goalkeeper. And Ankofono so deep players nechi and no mu push. You see, esa goalkeeper no or distracted. Yanko the next one. So Jordan bebo corner kicking. Jordan ball corner kicking. Watch this. And this is first of all, watch the referee. Referee ni our clear sight of whatever is happening.
Any goalkeeper no position.
Any goalkeeper ni position. Inti no obi ka say goalkeeper no referee ni we hu na wan ya. Sight we referee ohu ball ni clear. Samanyo ana oni obi e kire so de oni na kire so ne fa na Salim Diakite on na so mu 21 obobo de mapale mu. Ana no ne presso ho sa no. Now watch this because push way ana goalkeeper ni be suso obi apia no. Because epia bi buyer ono a player Diakite ana na chi and kotari ono a goalkeeper and also so be a piano. Inti from this instance, I find a ball in air. Now goalkeeper no pushy 1 or 2 steps forward. And who say why a mistake? Ball be chinimu. Can't say the next one. Inti ball be chinimu or no kasa stretch it. Look, the player ne chino. The closest player to him was Onwankasa player Diakite. Salim Diakite.
But yemo yim players na baso yim players na omokoye sa adwuma no 2 players no. I know say Thomas Partey Kobe.
Yeah.
Partey na ye first person na jeneko.
Yeah.
And to be na Antoine Semenyo ayeden. Aka no ho. And na unya good delivery.
Yeah.
Especially but said Jordan si ball ne corner kiss ni di ehu.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nti unya corner ni ye. But the way omo si position omo ho no. E ma defenders ni ntimi nwiri. And now here, defenders need to be ready.
The advantage we have is you need VAR. She say no, you need VAR level. born aye born vibe into ubetimi e use dark arts sa niema way ubetimi use in your advantage when you don't play well because set piece and the same gun and raw because open play ankasa na game ni more than until say second half later on come out di mo be rounds bia omo na so pass ni ade but set piece save that into these are dark arts you could have possible say we fouled him and as we foul no situations be but va be any wa ba kire so you can take advantage some of these things and America say obi a good at set pieces na components components number 1 you need to have a very good set pieces taker. Send all born deliver so on deliver the year you can have a perfect connection in that Arsenal they can rise or two corner na eba na Udigard toa which means say bibi di echire eba now say Chelsea I see James also doing well Ghana nyame adom Jordan Ayew ne kick up a place the 90 mu odu the 90 mu timi baller Jordan does that one very well. 2 so when you're delivering here then you are thinking about the connector who is going to connect it. Because connector no, it will be proud to movements then the Yakasa Ghana.
And normally depending on areas as or the two. Because when you tall goalkeeper, won't me monko say.
Say nuntina before game. Set pieces coaching be analyze it team biane. It team biane how on befa so about set piece no. Because nyamia dom Ghana Jiku Salisu Jonah Ajete omunyina atinti. And Russia Zibo.
Yes,
come on, Pateni heights in your bad. Inti nyamia dom you about 5 players. Semenyo.
Even in Aki.
What I say? So when you attack Bonua, we have the advantage. So if you are a coach, you're analyzing these things, and you look at okay, I have a good attacker, I have a good kicker of the ball, I have a good connectors. So let me take advantage some of these things. So far, we are taking advantage of in Yemeni Bibri. Now,
and I mean, who me say what be about football no, is about details and the open play and you're very difficult so with me a pass go
Eddie
Nansen this all team no to say players and the quality was through now and I mean we say do baby na yes and throw-ins no san twan semen your far back could be and so ebe tokoi
also observe sapa
because the addition go na be
me hu ya pa
na e sha
semen your connect to ball so we are taking advantage of these on say ball nankasa ball no kwasam ni say we are not there ball no body you with say papa but ball mfa no
enema yesua
kan ho ye take advantage so far opponents in ye no
yes
and only set piece
but Edison before be fear man fa go ne mai
okay
na yen san hwe go ne be because seriously time na ball no turn it na me dwen say because the goalkeeper see pie ba bon be confront referee na me dwen say
push goalkeeper ni
foul but so o de be goalkeeper position okokam
it also okokam
okemu
into o take 2 steps and who say wa mess wrong calculations into na was otwe ni mu into no atwe ni mu anfa no the question so be
first one na ye chire on second one na ye dinya go na first one na sen question
can se ya na opose hwe goalkeeper 1-2 o me say
but o ti akakrewa na
ne height no so
ne height no so nye ne height na nye we that's na for be 18 Rombo bi o me because ne height na nye okay Addo any players in the team na bas on this
okay
say o ma fa de ba ko e de ba ball na ye den ye hwenu ma na enka ye ball ne ho
yeah
de me che what you say we na enka ye ball ne ho and o mo team de nya a win as 3 points e wo world cup qualifiers na just o mo suade
say
yes
na makase
e mo ma baso
say ball na nkasa ball no ye we chire nti e be dane ho Stoke City na ebe take advantage it is good say Arsenal ya dane Arsenal Stoke
so we be na party she and I think say o mo ba be boy yen hwe party ne seminal height
okay
o mo nyina ne defenders ne height be den ebe pe into party ne first line no
inka ejina ma me na me hwe ade it looks like the
on the
now it looks like Mali for check the number of players Mali for penalty box anymore 3 3 6 8
once almost 3
your picture now it looks like the entire place.
Baby, baby, referee ni one.
Okay.
3-3-2.
3-3-2. Now that's like 8.
Almost 8.
Plus.
And yeah, 5.
Okay.
Yeah, 5. No, I engage almost. 3. I engage almost 5.
Yeah.
3 players.
Yes.
I engage almost 5.
Yes.
And you 2, I engage almost 3.
Yeah.
Into you 2 against 3 no. And the boss no inside baby keep on one eye the win a game no.
So for instance, I just say 8 players. And attack Ghana plays 5.
And you so ya agenda 3. I'll copy almost 5.
Yeah.
Once out 3 na wo no be referee jano.
Yeah.
Once almost 5 no nyina no any share 3 no.
Yeah.
Enti baby a boy ni konya 2 against 3. 2v3. Was 2v3 dey nyehu because first line in the guy no gina no here no. Se ball no tra na 2v2.
2v2. Yeah, exactly. It's good. It's
and
good.
Baby na jiku gina no. When you play or share go one position.
Yeah.
One baby na jiku gina.
Me baby.
Oka free no.
Oka
for me na chi. Ateno ma go dem na hwe baby jiku fa.
On say I details a plays a role. Jordan
jiku movement no.
And I share Jordan deliveries ni nyina.
Jordan delivery ni.
Or target goalkeeper no.
Or target goalkeeper no.
Exactly. Na Ghana attack sa box and small box no. And maybe Mali coach
and me say free kick ni bi eno ye start here na Kudus ball ba ko bi anko obeka say Kudus o ba be boss free kick ni Jordan ba ne ho
onen be kasa
nti o mo kire ba bi e so body e den
edeko
angle e so bottle no motimi attack so ade o coaching o mo ye ho adwuma ye mo team na so on that one area ya pick at things ya pick ni
and say some because again you see we are someone niamanenko ya ye ka we've criticized your gameplay the debia or say gameplay is very bad, your approach to games very bad, but so far the improvements I've seen about the team how we take advantage of those things.
Big brother yamra me bram kakra if ana wo fa if ana wo areas ben na wo ye okay
mama shasi am free Benjamin Asare.
Okay,
in all the World Cup qualifiers I have I'm going to say Benjamin Asare goalkeeper. There haven't been a lot of occasions that Benjamin Asare tested. But Saoko game against Mali, looking at the kind of quality Mali for the possess it, and the kind of coach, any experience, I want the Malian team ni more technical team ni more. Now be expect to say be the biggest test, and so the goalkeeper friend say Benjamin Asare, because playing against countries like Chad, no any idea, so who keep it clean sheet against Chad, Abra Ghana able home. Na Ghana the 5-0 in your news because you him said Chad more than one form. But for countries like Mali, as I said earlier, they have that kind of quality. I will almost squad anymore. And now, I'm found that there were times under pressure with Ghana. So, anytime Ghana needed Benjamin Asare as a goalkeeper, so about the save situation, the Yama Black Stars, he was there. Anytime he was called upon. So about the service situation, the Yama Black Stars, the goalkeeper made sure he was going to be there. The movement, will go post. So your goalkeeper, a keeper, will go post. Your movement, no anticipation. So that goal post anymore. About time to go out of the goal line. About time I also will stay in the goal line because one miscalculated step, everything resulting in a goal. One calculated steps here back say.
And one also born muye.
Yes. On him time I say opie every ni post him no go attack ball no say area baller and yes say area ball until you goalkeeper no opie there are certain area balls I will say defenders they dealing with the ball. It's Benjamin Asare I master that act of monitoring the Black Stars defenders. I built that kind of connection with them. And with time obey me play their free goal post him akwa attack ball anytime I say or that pon him no die balls and man central defenders any other players from here ho adwuma. There were times Ghana concede free kick you go 18-yard area ne humpo a ubenya sa confidence ni wo goalkeeper ni mu say he's going to be there I will be save situation in the Ama Black Stars and he did it on countless occasions. After any reflexes there was once Okoko punch ball, not ball a player at all from. There are a lot of goalkeepers at that instant, at that moment. What do you cramp on and ball so? because of the pressure, the tension that was our game anymore. But Benjamin Asari stayed focused and making sure say on one sign and making sure so be so born him a year or honor. And see a few goalkeepers and a team yes and a few goalkeepers and a team master that kind of act. I will go post, especially when we make us a local based goalkeeper. Sorry to use this word, but Obo our Ghana Premier League because in recent times, Ken, young goalkeepers be braya from the local league called Black Stars. No more kwa, so mubenya kwenya other goal post nim kramponi omunya. But this goalkeeper, compete with goalkeepers e binum ye known. Lawrence Atizigi, no matter what. Ebi oba Black Stars and neman shada nkonkan. But the performance was club level there, you are always going to call him and share the kind of quality you possess. It's competing with these goalkeepers at this level. Our Black Stars. Now, my performance will be a the goalkeeper has done well. And that's never give up story. Ken. DBS say you see the film. And you're too late. So best start with dreams. And now you never have to give up. That is the Benjamin Asari situation. Your central defense. Me who are bako. No more lucky understanding kaka. Between them. Okay. Probably Abia there was a new player in the shape of Ajete.
Ajete ni Jisu. Yeah, Jiku.
Yes.
But say Jiku there.
Jiku and Salisu. Abomo on countless occasions. It was me and there. And your problem. That is why I said that probably Abia Ajete be can hono. Because a central defense of two players. Mumi and Nkwana Moba. And I'm about for me a partnership no one. But once another player comes in, oh no so Baba come who central defense on him. Na kwa ko ni pami and sano. A bit to be the problems Kakaba. Ajete himself at the start of the game, Ken. There were one or two mistakes from him. But as game in course, he grew into the game.
Especially the second half. Second half.
Yes. But the chance here now Popo Kakao. No matter baby Obobo. That feeling of playing for your national team. It will fear and then the crowd behind you. And no one quite me my mistakes. You who players baby are not more professional football. You do a more tournament. Almost all who crowd among we match but one chance you know, you will give me to me woman and hope better. Ebe my good performance, especially in the second half. To say the now cano. Kalebi Jirenchi and now was very energetic. I loved his energy levels. Last time, game my boy against Chad, the performance, especially so con anymore. Ken, na men share them win because Maka. Some modern day football, we are right backer. Who supported the attack. You play like an attacker. And the options there was all the mouth to me when you move on. Now me whom free calibre in Chivo. And now, and your baby, but at least it was an improved performance, especially Okon and the Black Stars Bobo Kuna. There were times for mass support to one of that flank and so. I will any move on. Aside and no. Ube here so be recover a lot of the time because there were times and not pressure on Black Stars. The energy levels were so high. He made sure that Okon anymore. Sebo Nikita fine, he's going to stay there and support the attack. You losing ball on the pet and was so making sure so better track back. No be supporting defensively. And he did that to perfection. There is still more room for improvement, especially so Okon anymore. But the energy levels and the defensive abilities of the midfielder or the player, and as a midfielder, I converted into the right back position was super yesterday. Gideon Mensah can necessarily become Gideon Mensah. Makasa se we science worker. Since Black Stars Cover World Cup 2022, me who Gideon Mensah na me who World Cup in 2022 ni bio. It is one thing the player has to work on himself. Me nim say Abia only a competent left back at Tenechi. It's normal this kind of performance. Because Abreno. We don't have any left back bia.
Your left back Ghana Gideon.
Black Stars there you call up him so one baba bebo.
But Obian Tenechi.
He decided to be stay away kaka. On one baba bebo. I was say a castanet and a white. Near find the other Ghanaian left back sir. Omo de mo washo. Na probably omuntu to bablo man competition. And now say Baba Abdurrahman because honestly speaking, time na Baba Abdurrahman wo hono no. E to da na Baba performance na nye. But I'm sure say Gideon knew say Baba e obi a wabo national team na che. It's competing with such a player. And also a man in home, so on your bench. But since Baba Abdurrahman stayed away from the Black Stars, Gideon Mensah he won the 2022 World Cup. Defensively, he's been poor. Attacking, he's been poor. And the Ojina Park and so on. Abia left back the money team. And they Gideon Mensah to me from my Black Stars. I was a player and working on that for the national team. He's a good player, he's a quality player. But in recent times, I was the Black Stars level the Ken Kwasizibo having a debut at the Black Stars at our Sports Stadium. Now, stadium near full to its capacity. And your player be able confidence at me see a kind. Debbie. Because at this stage, especially when it looks more or less like a justify your inclusion. Because born now, born and run. A bit to me make you, and as a bit to me will make you. A player I call up. Not call up now you can hear and all that standby within him. But for one or two reasons. And when you late call up now, Baba be Black Stars.
But once Edison, football is a fair. Your salary players. It happen with baby pretty.
Yes.
Remember example. To say Zibo DAC on cut him no. Or standby. Your other players are more. But Oba, you know, Obi no come on. Oba Tatija or more Macanina, straight. It will be say, then the any can friend. What kind of Cleberson?
Brazil.
Oh, Brazil. Honestly, a late call up. Oba na Brazil on the ball.
On the boy.
On the ball J or J trophy. No. But now, on until one no mudi come from, I no more in, and I'm busy.
Sir, to other reasons on the buyer. He said he wanted to keep the core of the team.
Oh, okay.
But or share other players.
But say or the neighbor not or be bonus straighter. That's not coach in him, sir. Obey me abo.
It's possibly one friend because only quality. There be. But no person show more honour.
Once I normally say yes, I'll call us and I wouldn't Ghana the attack also. You are about trancho, you will be shame. But say Obana straight, you do be started here. As a coach, you know what you do, boy.
Yes. And I am happy for the player. Because Ken Oba, said you can and you justify your inclusion in a brand and Baba you. And found say a World Cup qualifier. Oh, Baba Bebo. Now, Beba, Ghana need be a technical handlers and Ashe. Say, Zibo nimpo ya call up ni we na ye frefre amanfo ya money din no na Ghana for be question at the konti ya money din. That is how come a coach na ye emphatic e kan the konti o yi ni free mu obo din say asamasi there me pese me keep the core of the team and nti ya mfre omo na emom ye guso aye hwe omo Henry Asante Tum the spokesperson for the Football Association and the Becca answer. And eventually ya frɛ wa badia you have to justify why Ghanaians were calling for your inclusion. And then the kind of performance Abranti and the dine it was good. Young Ghanaians baby. A bit more on my and ya qualifiers mu Debbie, but a bit no the friendly matches. You be frail, you have more opportunity. So to me, boy, you become part of the Black Stars. So want to me a mope, a better danger Ghana for whom be. Meaning so be a kai goalkeeper near friend William Mamamoa. He had the opportunity to feature for the Black Stars. Obedem no obeje bayan 9 yan huni biom na a friendly match Kwarase so be that friendly match. After that game he became part of the Black Stars. It's in crucial situations like this na say yema o debut it takes players who so courageous and they bet me abo e we confident and then no performance or dying you know it was a good performance. So he was able to free Thomas their party. Party na bonus so call anima party nsuro because he had that kind of cover. So be jina na chia. E ko ba so ye mistake impo na pressure ba obetimi a stop balls we mfinfi another possibly obe join the defenders and emfa pressure. Emfa ma Black Stars bobo ko no so. And the kind of battle I coach we mfinfi wonum between Kamara and Aliu Dieng and the Thomas Step at any Zibo no. Clearly, extra performance and Manti and Dynedy. E mfinfi honum. Can the attack and it wasn't clicking. The coach has to work on that. So many times. Attack and then click it. And then so now Black Stars lack creativity with team anymore. It's go now a share, you know. Yes, you now go, all right. But we still have a lot of work to do because say the ball to from near creative chances. Man, who be your Black Stars bobo ko anymore. It was in the second half. Time I come out in Suleiman and Mobile. Even with that, it was at the time and I able low block. Pressure our Black Stars so and a counter breaks. Those few chances are in your end and so. Say your selfishness to say your day and run any coco say ball. So it is something the coach also has to work on. Because no matter the kind of game I have, so all that creativity will team in fin. Now midfielders now to be on pushy balls up front. And for my attackers now, you are going to render the attackers useless. And for any parkour best strike the amount. Oh man for so and master strike and so. And was a coach in a channel young one. Can players shouldn't create an impression. So being paying Naki Williams as them. Debbie. NC Baku, NC Minu, NC Bebre. There are a lot of Ghanaians on my chance here raising questions. I don't want to believe that is the case because Makasa Bono. Player Kitaboa, it is a referee old match. You have to take a decision within a split second. It's probably not baby, I may not get a call, you know. Player no Kitabono, not getting uncle. But say, to aswa, nay, I say, you need a ho. Kamadin Suleimana. You have a lot of quality, or you're very pacey, a very good dribbler, but the finishing and I have brand any problem. Since or rising you to the Black Stars level. Teams are what's here kind of moment. Performance is always good, but finishing, but you're distinguishing the likes of Neymar, Kylian Mbappe, these forward line players, Ian Robin, Omo your ball with these and your quality wingers no. Your finishing. Today, people talk about Lamine Yamal because of their being or Chichiria or Besanso Show or Besanso assisted the account. But that has been the problem for Kamaldeen Suleimana. And he has to work on that. The finishing they are poor and more Black Stars no. And no one can say career. Because our two be every two be every maybe we are saying I want to me and Shebona. Now the Oye no. In fact will be a ambasso. There was a problem with our style of play. It's the coach no Juma. And yes, I ashinti no baby in any.
You hear win and you style of play.
Ken, you nina.
Sir.
Yes.
You style of play now.
There are times, sir. Ubeshia team. Say pressure say bounce or obeshaw. That is my problem.
So late pressure.
Go anyway, no. From the 50th minute, you defend your sack of him say upon bono. What you go? After 40 minutes, country to say Ghana, Ubo home. Now we defend it for 40 solid minutes. There be Uchi country be you serious. Obe to me a show.
Obetekano.
Yes. Dear boy, and say Mali team no. Almost strength in the page in a midfield no. But because now you sitting deep into no. And for say Mali Bafena was almost use wide. No more call for long balls. Or call for long balls and so Onyam for Sangari mum. Until them for so be a man long balls and so. Until in a way, you call city deep no. And Boama Mali board the kind of footballer not anything common. But in your time, Biana will be Yanasa. And the coach has to work on that. Because over 60 on 10 tackles for 90 solid minutes. No, I have Black Stars game. Ken. And moi.
Meba, my members is here na Yentwaso and Free Hall. Mr. Promotion because we see here and no a royal form.